Gear Seekers, I'm Nick. We get a lot of emails from brands wanting to send us a lot of weird and wonderful things, most of which don't relate to us or our content, or just things that I don't think you guys will be that interested in seeing. And sometimes though, something interesting does drop into our inbox and I have to see if it's something that's worth your hard-earned money. And that's the case with the Drevo Calibur V2 TE 60% mechanical gaming keyboard. Personally, I'm just not a huge fan of 10 keyless keyboards, and having a 10 keyless keyboard be only 60% of the size of an already small form factor has me feeling like it almost shouldn't exist. So let's find out if the 60% keyboard size is any good, right? Because that's what you're here for. Let's see. I'm gonna try and keep this video as short and as sweet as possible and give you the facts on whether or not you should buy a 60% keyboard. Now, 60% keyboards aren't a new thing, and trust me, we're well aware of that. I've tinkered with them in the past, but they've never really been my cup of tea. The Drevo Calibur V2 TE comes in a few varieties. The one we have here is the Otomu brown switch version, since I love brown switches and that's what they wanted to send me because I asked for a brown one. It also comes in Otomu red and blue as well, and there's a white version of the keyboard and obviously the black one, which is the one that we've got. The Otomu brown switches have an actuation force of around 55 grams, which is the same as a Cherry MX brown switch. There is an audible sound with these keys, but they're slightly different to the tone of the Cherry MX Brown. But yeah, they are the same volume. I think I just said that. Let's take a look at what comes in the box when you buy the Drevo Calibur V2 TE. Obviously, you get the keyboard itself. There are some magnetic feet to change the tilt of the keyboard, which is very nice actually. There's a keep cap removal tool and a USB Type A to Type C cable. The overall design and construction is solid and well thought out, and the first thing I noticed was the font. The font is actually the same as my daily driver, the Cooler Master MK750. I felt right at home with the Calibur V2. Another thing to note is that the keys themselves, they have the text on the Alt keys and the Windows keys and all the function keys for use on a Mac as well. So if you're a Mac user, you should also feel right at home with this keyboard. The keyboard has a removable Type A to Type C cable with a length of around 1.5 meters, with the USB Type C port being offset to the side of the keyboard. If you know anything about me, you'd know that a removable cable on a keyboard is almost a must. I need to have this feature. And yeah, so the V2 Calibur, or the Calibur V2 rather, gets extra points for having that. As far as switches go, the version we have uses the Otomu brown switches. Now, I've used these switches before and I like how they feel. They're very similar to the Cherry MX Browns, and for my use case, the Otomu Browns actually quite easily deliver. So yeah, also bonus points for that. Now there's no physical media keys for obvious reasons because it's a 60% keyboard. The keyboard is supposed to be tiny, so you don't need to have media keys. However, there are media controls by pressing a combination of the function key and one of the function keys. It sounds confusing, but you guys get it. You know what I'm talking about. Don't worry about it. This wouldn't be a keyboard video in 2019 if I didn't talk about the lighting, because, you know, RGB is life, right? The Drevo Calibur V2 TE, to my absolute surprise, has some really good software for controlling lighting, macros, and profiles. Usually with these keyboards, they're kind of hit or miss with the software, but yeah. The Drevo software is actually pretty decent. Like I mentioned, you can create profiles for different lighting setups and different macros. The keyboard has per key RGB lighting. There's quite a few customization options for lighting as well. In fact, there's way more functionality here than I thought there was gonna be. I think aesthetically as well, the keyboard looks pretty good and the functionality is pretty awesome. And the truth is, like I just mentioned, with these cheaper keyboards, there's usually some things that let them down. It's usually the font, it's usually the software, it's usually some type of customization options, and in my honest opinion, I don't think the Calibur V2 suffers from any of this. I'm surprised as you guys are hearing this. Now, I wanted to talk about my experience using this type of keyboard for my purposes, because some of you might look for the same things in keyboards that I do. I'm an avid script writer, so as far as doing writing and all of that stuff, I think the Calibur V2 is okay. The reduced size of the layout had me making a lot of mistakes in the beginning, and I usually wouldn't make those kind of mistakes, but the keyboard shrunken down. But after around 20 minutes or so, I started to get used to the smaller size and the placement of the keys, like the delete keys in a bit of a different place to what you're used to. The tilt angle was no issue at all with those included magnetic feet, and I think that other keyboard manufacturers who are making these budget keyboards, even the big guys, they could learn a lot from Drevo with these magnetic feet. Even with like the Cooler Master MK650 and SK630 and SK650, they could easily have done that to adjust the angle. So what don't I like about it? Well, this is more of a personal preference thing than anything. It's not that I don't like this keyboard as well, don't get me wrong. It's nothing to do with the keyboard at all. It's more about the form factor of 60% keyboards in general. I feel that for my personal use case that they're just a bit too small for my liking. The Drevo Calibur V2 TE, though, it's hard to explain. It's kind of made me reconsider if I like this form factor or not. I went from a definite no way to more of a maybe with this keyboard because it's actually pretty well executed. Overall, the Drevo Calibur V2 TE is pretty good. I think it's well designed. The software's not horrible, which is kind of nice too. And in general, I like it. I thought it was going to be one of those products that I was either not going to review or not talk about at all, but I think it's worth checking out if you're in the market for a capable 60% mechanical keyboard. The Drevo Calibur V2 TE is going for around 70 Australian dollars or around 50 USD on Amazon at the time of filming this video. There are links below if you want to check them out. Let us know what you think about the Calibur V2 in the comments below. I'm actually more curious to hear what you guys think about 60% keyboards, and also let us know what you think about this keyboard too. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, you know what to do, and tell us what you hated about it. Once again, thank you so very much for watching. I'm your boy Nick with Gear Seekers. You peek, we seek. And you probably noticed quite a few times in this video that my shoulder kept clicking. I don't know why it's doing that. It's not the seat or anything, it's my shoulder just playing funny buggers. Thanks for watching.